guys, welcome to the Watch Star Watch Reviews with your host DK, and we're having a bit of a celebration today to celebrate 1,111 subscribers. So we're going to do a giveaway for that number because I forgot to do one for 1,000, to be honest. So cheers to everybody, and you get the chance at the end of this video to win the watch that's actually in this review, the Casio Duro, fully modded, upgraded, and hopefully with most of the concerns that I had in this video taken care of. All the work done for you, you don't need to do anything yourself. Let's take a look.
So as you can probably tell from all the Casios on the desk, I do have quite a few Casios. Here's my AE1200, Casio Royale. Here is my little F91W that came from Blake Jackson, the subscriber, who sent me in a bunch of watches. And also this calculator watch as well, the DBC. What a cool watch that is as well. So anyway, we have a bunch of Casios, but we have another Casio to actually unbox. This one I paid about 70 euros for, unfortunately, including shipping and taxes. But just look at that lovely blue dial. So you can see there, it is a three-hand analog one, as they can see. And also, it does have a little instruction manual and a warranty card, if I can get these out. Comes in a little tin box with a cardboard surround. You get your warranty. I think it's a 2-year warranty. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head now. I believe it's a 2-year warranty. If it's not, it's a 1 year. It's pretty good for a quartz watch. So, dimensions on this one anyway, you are getting 44mm in diameter, 47mm if you include that crown at 3 o'clock. The thickness on this one, or sorry, not the thickness, the lug to lug on this is 49mm, so it does fit within the 50mm I'd normally expect for a dive watch. Lug width 22mm, however you can see the strap kind of flares out there when it gets past the case, and it does taper ever so slightly down to about 21. Thickness is 12.1mm with that flat mineral crystal, and the weight is just 91 grams if you include it on that strap. So specs on this one, well, it is all stainless steel. It is all polished on the case, the crown, and on that bezel edge you can see there. Lots of shiny surfaces to pick up. There is light brushing on the upper lugs that you can see here. I'll try and focus in with the camera. Very light though, and not the most pronounced. And a little bit of a chamfered edge between the side of the case as well and the actual upper lugs, which is a nice detail you wouldn't expect for a sort of budget cheap dive watch. You can see there, this is a plastic strap. I'm hesitant to call it resin because it does feel quite plasticky. And it does have a stainless steel buckle, although it is unsigned. You can see there, stainless steel and made in China. Plastic or resin keepers as well to trap in the strap. 120 click bezel, which is shocking at this price, to be honest. I mean, there's Pagani's that have 90 click bezels, and some even with 60 that cost a bit more than this, and they would be automatic. This one, a quartz dive watch with 120 click bezel and a decent motion on it as well, and it does, it does line up, but obviously on camera harder to do that, but it does line up if you trust me on this one. Flat mineral crystal with no AR coating on it, and there is no distortion because it is so flat. Mineral crystal will scratch, however it should not shatter. And I should mention as well, sorry, that blue insert for the bezel is a aluminium insert, not ceramic. Screw down unsigned crown and screw down signed case back with the Duro or the Marlin on the back of it, giving this one 200 meters of water resistance. The movement in the back is a Casio quartz movement, although it is actually a Miyota 2784. 1 tick per second, obviously enough, with a date function at 3 o'clock. So unscrew the crown, pull it out once so that you can actually wind the date, pull it out a second time and it stops the second hand and allows you to set the time. So time for a macro shot, and we won't waste too much time because it isn't the most interesting dial in the world. You've got those sort of rabbit teeth in baton indices at the 12 o'clock, Casio printed just below it, circular indices all around except for at the 3, 6 and 9. The 3 position is taken up by a truncated indice with a framed date window. You've got the Marlin down there with water resistant 200 meters and Japan movement above the 6 or below the 6 o'clock and above with the Marlin. The fact that the second hand actually does hit all the markers as well is a nice touch in a cheap quartz watch. And out on my wrist, you can see it here, it's on my 7-inch wrist, out on the naturally supplied resin or plastic strap. I would call it plastic if I'm going to be honest with you. You can see there, it does fit quite well on my wrist. It's a 7-inch wrist and it's a 44mm dive watch. So you'd think it would look a bit big, but I think it looks fairly decent and I don't think it looks larger than its size. However, if you don't like it, try and go for a blue rubber strap. However, maybe not this one. This is from Watch Gecko. It's from their Zulu Diver range. It's incredibly hard. It probably lasts even longer than the Casio one, but it's a really bad strap. And I did actually have to cut this one. It was a 24mm strap. If you're going to go for something different, how about a bit of a colourful NATO? This one's blue, red, and grey. It's actually not bad looking at all on it. It does clash a little, but if you want to add some colour to it and you're not just wanting to stay all blue, this might be an option for you. However, if you're me, you're going to go with something like this. This is an AliExpress waffle strap I picked up. I think it cost me about €6 or €7. It does the job. It's soft, it's compliant, it's exactly what you want on a cheap watch, and it goes well, I think, with the blue, and it fits the whole dive aesthetic. So what are my likes and dislikes with this watch? Well, the first thing I'm going to say is the price. Yes, you are getting quartz, but it does hit all the indices with that second hand, and it's a great grab and go option with the 200 meters water resistance. You can just throw it on your wrist and you're pretty much ready to go. Second thing as well is the fact that this is a very good looking watch. You've got the Marlin on the back of this one. Now obviously with the newer models you won't get that Marlin because they no longer have the rights to use that, and you get the Marlin on the dial, and they haven't overdone the design on this one at all. The blue is a great choice as well. There's the black and gold, as I think I've mentioned before. There's plain black, and then I think there might be a blue with a two-tone bracelet. I'm not too sure. I can't remember that one. Great looking watch though overall. Really nice indices on this one. Very easy to read, very easy to wear, and just a great grab and go piece, as I say. Now, I will say you do have the aluminium bezel, so that will scratch up a bit, and you've got a mineral crystal. But those are things that you can easily change out if you decide to. You've got your high polish surfaces as well. Those will get a bit scuffed up, and an unsigned crown. So, you know, you are going to get a couple of scratches on this one. But if it's a grab and go, a daily wear, a beater, if you will, that shouldn't matter too much. And as I say, it is a very, very good looking piece. Now, what are my dislikes on this one? Well, the first one is, of course, the same one that everybody has, the strap. It's a pretty poor imitation of a dive strap. It's plastic, it's cheap, it's really uncomfortable on wrist. It'll make your wrist sweat, and just dump it as soon as you can. It's really bad. However, again, we can change that fairly easy. The other thing is the fact that this is a mineral crystal, not sapphire. So if you are wearing it as a daily beater, it's going to scratch and scuff up. But we can change that. So what you can do is you can actually mod this one. So there's a movement inside. You just press down this little lever. Again, this is more a basic run through of what I did. There's a little lever there on the movement. When you pop that case back off with the screw down case back, you just unscrew it, press down the little lever, and Bob's your uncle, out comes that crown. So then next step is, of course, take the movement out. I just gave mine a little tap into a container there, kept it nice and safe, and closed it up, and you're left with the carcass of the watch. So you've got the case, you've got your bezel, and you've got your strap. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually pop out the crystal on this one. Now, I was actually using a case back presser for this one. I wouldn't recommend that. I'd get a proper crystal press for you guys, because it's not the easiest to do. But all you do is get a small one for the top and a large one for the bottom, put the crystal in, and you're pushing away from the bezel. There you go, nice loud sound, and that shows you that the crystal has popped out. It does sound frightening if you haven't done these ones before. It sounds like you've shattered the glass, but you haven't. And then to pop the new sapphire in, just make sure it's in correctly, in the right way, of course. I've gone for a domed and sapphire crystal with blue anti-reflective coating to match the bezel and the dial. I just had a bit of trouble getting this one to sit into the actual case of the watch, but once you get it in, just give it a quick press with your fingers to make sure that it's down relatively evenly. You don't want any bits of it down more than others, because that will of course harm the water resistance. Now if you mod these, of course you will lose some water resistance, but I never go diving my watches anyway. It should still stand up to the beach in a swimming pool. Just press it in, you will not get that click, and Bob's your uncle, your crystal is now in place. So give it a quick air puff there to make sure that there's no dust left inside the case as you go. You don't want any dust in, because it just means that you're going to have to clean the dial and take it back apart, and it's a right pain in the ass if you do. Make sure you have your dial and your movement kept nice and safe. I just put it into the box the crystal came with, keep it out of the way of dust again, and you just basically reverse the steps. All you have to do then is just simply give the dial puff, just to make sure any dust that's collected on it is taken off, and pop it out and pop it back in reverse, again sliding that crown in while holding down the button on the lever to allow the watch to fit back in, and then pop the case back on, and Bob's your uncle.
And here it is with the second mod, the bracelet. I didn't show you guys how to mod a bracelet because honestly, it's some screw pins. That's all you need to do is just pop those out. But this is a fully milled, it's got a milled clasp on it. It's got end links that are hollow but solid links. And it's a really nice watch, especially with that bracelet. However, I haven't talked about my other major dislike that I can't solve myself, and that is the lume. So we're going to give it a quick charge up there. It was about 2 minutes of light, and here we go. It is very much a case of now you see it, now you don't. Not often as you can say a Pagani can outperform anything in the lume specs, but unfortunately the Casio Duro is one of the watches that any Pagani will beat. It just is not a good performer for lume, and for a dive style watch that's not a great thing. Now I know you're paying very little for these normally, especially if you're in the States or if you get one on eBay on a deal, but even at this price I'd be kind of expecting a bit more lume. This is 15 minutes of footage sped up after 2 minutes of light from my UV torch, and after about 5 minutes you really don't need any more footage. It is completely dead. So guys, there you have it, my review of the Casio Duro, a great watch from Casio. It's really got lots of hype around it on the internet, and it's pretty much worth it, but with two big problems with it. First one, of course, is that strap. Easy fix, throw on the bracelet, or win the bracelet that I've already provided for you guys. Second of all, the lume, not so easy to fix that unless you're handy with some lume paint. I don't think that's my capabilities, don't stretch that far, I don't think. Also, one quick note with this watch, I could not get the date function to work for some reason, so it now doesn't have a quick date, but it doesn't really matter because it's a quartz, so it shouldn't really be that much of an issue. It only happens once every month anyway that you might need to change it. Just wind it forward 24 hours, pretend it's boss stock. Other than that, I mean, it's upgraded, it's got sapphire, fully milled clasp, solid end link bracelet, everything upgraded on it. It's a pretty cool watch, and I think it's a pretty good price as well. So if you are interested in winning, all I need you guys to do is answer me this question. How many videos have I released that are unboxings? It should be very easy. There's a playlist and they're marked unboxings. So how many videos have I done that are unboxings? Write the number, as in the word for the number, I should say, in the comments down below, and I'll pick a winner at random in, say, about a month's time. Guys, hopefully you've enjoyed the review. If you have, make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Only subscribers can win this competition. I have been your host, DK. This has been the Watchtower Watch Reviews. This has been my celebratory beer for 1,000 subscribers, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.